Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Join us as we dive into the world of Disastrous Necromancer, where we'll unravel the mysteries of Linmoyu's quest to become the strongest. From hidden secrets to epic battles, we're here to give you an exclusive look at the story before anyone else. If you're a fan of fantasy, necromancers, or just love a good adventure, you're in the right place. Don't forget to like, comment, and share to support the channel, and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a chapter. Let's start the journey.
The blissful world of the Buddha clan, which was supposed to be a place of peace and beauty, had now been completely turned into ruins by a great battle. The destructive power of a battle between those at the other shore realm was far greater than that of divine lords. Even the aftermath was enough to destroy the heavens and the earth. Zhu Qiwu struck out with palm after palm, each containing the terrifying star-shattering law. The power of rules was integrated into it, elevating the law to a rule, and wherever it passed, other laws were obliterated. Unless it encountered special laws like the Fate Law, Zhu Qiwu's star-shattering law was extremely terrifying, almost invincible. Zhu Qiwu clearly had a grudge against the Buddha clan. He struck with extreme ferocity, showing no intention of holding back. The star-shattering law roared, and the Law Star River draped over him like battle armor. Palm shatters the starry sky. He roared angrily and used his spell. In the starry sky, countless stars suddenly appeared, then shattered, along with the starry sky itself. The ancient Buddha fighting against him let out a miserable scream, his body shattered into pieces, and then his soul was also obliterated. After delivering this strike, Zhu Qiwu panted heavily, clearly under great pressure. This strike came from the inheritance of the star-shattering supreme, which he had only recently mastered and could barely use. He threw a few pills into his mouth, looked around, and searched for his next opponent. Soon, he saw an ancient Buddha. "It's you, the one who attacked Brother Lin back then. I remember your aura, die." Zhu Qiwu roared and charged forward with overwhelming momentum. Years ago, an ancient Buddha had used a causal connection to strike at Linmoyu, nearly killing him. Linmoyu remembered, and so did Zhu Qiwu. Now that he had the chance, Zhu Qiwu naturally wanted to settle the score. His brother wasn't here, so he would collect the debt on his behalf. With this thought, Zhu Qiwu charged forward with surging killing intent. The ancient Buddha was terrified, but he was entangled by an elder of the Star Ocean Fish People and couldn't escape. His face was filled with despair, and he even forgot to chant Amitabha. The past Buddha was trapped, and now the present Buddha and future Buddha found it difficult to fully utilize the Fate Law. After successive battles, both were seriously injured. The future Buddha seemed to see his own future and transmitted, "Awaken the ancestor." The present Buddha nodded, "We have no other choice." He chanted a Buddha name and took out a special string of prayer beads. This string of prayer beads was not large, but it had many beads, totaling 1080. The entire string of prayer beads emitted a terrifying aura of fate, having been blessed by the Fate Law for countless years to reach its current state. As the prayer beads were taken out, the Fate Law Star River reappeared. The Battle Saint Lord's face changed slightly. "Be careful, this is a Fate Law treasure of the other shore realm." The Fate Law was a special and mysterious law, its power unfathomable. Although it currently seemed unable to attack, no one could be sure. With the Battle Saint Lord's reminder, everyone became vigilant. The present Buddha threw the prayer beads into the sky, where they exploded into a bright light and flew into the distance. The light moved at an astonishing speed, far exceeding the speed of light. It jumped through space like the space law, making it impossible to stop. Even Yu Qingshui, who was most proficient in the space law, was powerless. The scene suddenly fell silent, as if nothing had happened. The silence lasted for 2 seconds before the Battle Saint Lord snorted, "No matter what tricks you have, kill them first." Yu Qingshui also reacted and attacked again. Space shattered into fragments, and countless spatial forces roared. The Battle Saint Lord swung the sword of causality again, using the multicolored water. "This sword will hit." With cause and effect, the cause was the Battle Saint Lord swinging the sword, and the effect was the future Buddha being struck. The future Buddha's robe billowed, blocking the attack. The killing Saint Lord suddenly appeared beside the future Buddha, the shadow law erupting, successfully ambushing him again. Half of the future Buddha's body was blown apart, his aura plummeting. The killing Saint Lord also used the multicolored water, greatly enhancing his attack power. Taking advantage of his weakness, the Battle Saint Lord's attacks became even more fierce, putting the future Buddha in a precarious situation. The future Buddha thought of the scenes he had seen not long ago, where he saw rivers of blood flowing in the Buddha clan. Now he finally understood that those scenes were real. Our Buddha clan has always been neutral, why? He still held onto a glimmer of hope, or perhaps he wanted to buy some time. The Battle Saint Lord sneered, "You can say that when you reach the true blissful world." His attacks became even more ferocious, aiming to kill the future Buddha on the spot. Hold on, the present Buddha rushed over to help the future Buddha. Time passed second by second, and the hearts of the two Buddhas sank rapidly. The ice and fire heavenly Buddha they had anticipated did not come. They didn't know if their treasure had failed or if the ice and fire heavenly Buddha was truly dead. The present Buddha whispered, "I just checked recently, the ice and fire heavenly Buddha was still there." But why didn't the ancestor come? The past Buddha smiled bitterly. Whether he was there or not was no longer important. What mattered was that he didn't come. They knew the Buddha clan was finished. Once they died, the Buddha clan would be slaughtered. The future Buddha transmitted to the present Buddha, "With my last strength, I will send you away." The present Buddha panicked, "What about you?" The future Buddha smiled bitterly, "I am already severely injured and cannot recover without 10,000 years. I will send you away, and you can hide and find a chance to rebuild the Buddha clan and avenge us." The present Buddha didn't hesitate, "I will definitely rebuild the Buddha clan." The future Buddha chanted a Buddha name, and countless Buddha lights surged from his body, transforming into a giant golden Buddha. The Buddha enveloped them, blocking all attacks. "Relax, don't resist, I will send you away," the future Buddha said. The present Buddha immediately relaxed, not resisting at all. The golden Buddha suddenly shrank and entered the present Buddha's body. The space around the present Buddha shattered, and he disappeared into it. At the same time, the future Buddha's body swelled like a balloon. "Retreat, he's going to self-destruct." A self-destructing other shore realm expert had unimaginable power, capable of destroying the entire blissful world. Everyone quickly retreated without hesitation. 2 seconds later, a loud explosion echoed, and the future Buddha self-destructed, unleashing terrifying energy across the starry sky. All other shore realm experts were affected by the self-destruction, coughing up blood. Even the Saint Lords were not spared, being closer to the explosion and suffering greater impact. The Battle Saint Lord suddenly said, "Something's wrong, a Saint Lord's self-destruction shouldn't be this weak." Yu Qingxue pondered, "I felt the future Buddha's soul seemed to enter the present Buddha's body. So it was only his physical body that self-destructed, which is why the power was so small." The Battle Saint Lord asked urgently, "Can we catch up?" Yu Qingxue said, "I'll try to find the spatial traces, you deal with the past Buddha first." The Battle Saint Lord nodded and transmitted to House Saint Lord, "Release the rule world, we're coming in." A portal appeared in front of House Saint Lord, and they rushed in. In just 2 minutes, the battle in the rule world ended. They returned with the past Buddha's corpse. At the same time, the battle on the other shore side was also nearing its end. In the Buddha clan's star domain, far from the blissful world, the present Buddha suddenly appeared amidst a spatial distortion. The present Buddha sighed in relief, finally having escaped. He looked around to confirm his location. He was in the middle region of the Buddha clan's star domain. Here, he could feel the entire Buddha clan's star domain trembling and wailing. Blood had already stained the star river, and there were souls and spirits everywhere. His eyes were filled with hatred. "I will return, and the blood debt will be repaid." He determined his direction and was about to leave when his body suddenly froze. Then he angrily shouted, "Future Buddha, what are you doing?" The future Buddha's voice came from his mouth, "Present Buddha, I want to borrow your body." The present Buddha shouted, "You want to possess me?" The future Buddha laughed, "Don't make it sound so bad. My physical body self-destructed to cover your escape. Now, it's not too much to borrow your body, right? You know how difficult it is to reconstruct a physical body at our level." The present Buddha was furious, "Get out. I promised to find a way to reconstruct your body. It's too late, you didn't resist earlier, and I've already taken over half of your body. Now, you can't leave even if you want to." The two were now sharing one body, speaking with one mouth but in two voices. The future Buddha had taken advantage of the present Buddha's lack of resistance to occupy half of his body. The future Buddha said softly, "I am the future Buddha. The future belongs to me. Stop resisting. I promise I won't destroy your soul. When there's a chance, I'll help you reconstruct your body." The present Buddha sneered, "Do you believe your own lies? If you want to do this, then neither of us will leave. They'll catch up soon." The present Buddha planned to drag things out. If the future Buddha wanted his body and to imprison his soul, then no one would get what they wanted. The future Buddha laughed, "It's useless. Haven't you noticed? Your body is already out of your control." During their conversation, the future Buddha had taken over more of the body. The present Buddha finally showed panic. "What race are you? How can you so easily take over my body?" As fellow Buddhas, he had no idea of the future Buddha's true race. The future Buddha sneered, I come from an ancient race, the soul devours. The present Buddha's heart trembled, impossible. The soul devours were exterminated by Shao Zhanshan. The future Buddha laughed, I am the last survivor of the soul devours. You should know you can't resist me. As the two fought for control, a warship appeared in the distance. Linmoyu saw them from afar. In his necromancer vision, he saw two enormous soul flames, brighter than stars. Linmoyu often dealt with Saint Lords and immediately recognized that these soul flames belonged to Saint Lords. Moreover, he could sense the detestable aura of the Buddha clan from afar. There was no need to say more. These were Saint Lords of the Buddha clan, the Buddhas. What puzzled Linmoyu was that the two soul flames were together and seemed to be clashing, fighting. Are they fighting each other? He signaled Yu Qingro to stop the warship at a distance, planning to go over and take a look. Yu Qingro was very worried, as these were two Buddhas. Linmoyu reassured her, if anything goes wrong, I'll tell you to leave immediately. With the space sealed, even the Buddhas can't catch you. Yu Qingro worriedly asked, what about you? Linmoyu laughed, I have my ways to stay alive. They can't kill me. I guess they were losing the battle and used some secret method to escape from the blissful world. If I can hold them off for a while, the Saint Lords will arrive soon. If they escape, it will be endless trouble, and who knows what the cost will be. Linmoyu's reasoning was sound, but Yu Qingro was still worried, be careful, safety first. Linmoyu smiled, don't worry. Inform the Saint Lords and tell them the exact location. He left the warship, turning into a stream of light and approaching the two. He wasn't lying, he indeed had trump cards. Linmoyu wouldn't risk his life recklessly. His life was too precious to be wasted. With the tokens of How Saint Lord and Killing Saint Lord, the life-saving ancient rune from Symbol Saint Lord, a substitute puppet, the multicolored water, and 7 belief tokens, these were enough to protect him for a while even in front of Saint Lords. Linmoyu trusted his judgment, and with Yu Qingro informing the Saint Lords of their location, he only needed to hold them off. The future Buddha and present Buddha were still fighting for control of the body, with the present Buddha clearly at a disadvantage. The soul devourer's characteristic was to devour souls and bodies. In this aspect, the present Buddha was at a disadvantage and had almost lost control of his body. The soul devourers were terrifying, not only devouring bodies but also souls. Linmoyu's sudden appearance caused their struggle to pause. From a distance of 10,000 meters, Linmoyu said, two Buddhas, are you fighting each other? The future Buddha's voice boomed, get lost. His voice was like a torrent, causing waves in the starry sky. With his roar, laws shattered. Linmoyu's body shone with purple gold light, unaffected. The future Buddha was stunned. His roar could injure even Saint Lords, and lesser gods would surely die. But Linmoyu, a lesser god, was unharmed. Get lost, or I'll kill you, the future Buddha roared again, sensing something was wrong. Linmoyu laughed, I see the situation clearly now. The Buddha's body was unnatural, and the two Buddhas seemed to be fighting for control. Linmoyu chuckled, since you two are inconvenienced, I won't be polite. Taking advantage of their weakness, Linmoyu wouldn't hold back. His body shone with purple gold light, and the undying flame covered the starry sky. The Skeleton King appeared with his throne, and the skeleton generals and legion ruler filled the starry sky. 50 million skeleton generals surrounded the entire starry sky. The future Buddha's face changed drastically, you are Linmoyu. Correct, but no reward. Linmoyu charged with cold killing intent. His purple gold body pushed to the limit, Linmoyu crossed the 10,000 meters in an instant and punched the future Buddha. A flash of purple gold light, and the future Buddha screamed as he was sent flying. Although he controlled most of the body, he was still a bit short. Facing Linmoyu's attack, he couldn't dodge in time. Linmoyu's punch was extremely powerful, tearing his skin and flesh. Even for a Saint Lord, the body's strength was only at the god level. The purple gold body was stronger than a god level body, and Linmoyu's punch was enough to cause significant damage. Linmoyu moved like lightning, catching up to the Buddha and punching again. In the starry sky, a bizarre scene unfolded. The Buddha was like a ragged punching bag, flying around as Linmoyu punched him back and forth. Buddha blood splattered across the starry sky. Thousands of punches landed every second, and Linmoyu grew more excited as he fought. After several minutes, Linmoyu finally stopped, looking at the nearly pulverized Buddha body. He comfortably stretched his arms, that felt great. Such a durable punching bag was hard to find, and Linmoyu had thoroughly enjoyed the fight. The future Buddha let out a hoarse roar, you seek death. Linmoyu laughed, you can try. In the next second, a cold light flashed. The Skeleton King's god-slaying slash, the Legion ruler's deadly strike, and the Skeleton General's sword energy instantly engulfed him. Countless attacks engulfed the present Buddha. The undead army was only at the Divine Lord realm, with the strongest Skeleton King being just a high-level Divine Lord, still far from the level of the present Buddha. Normally, their attacks wouldn't even be able to get close to the present Buddha. However, at this moment, inside the present Buddha's body, two souls were fighting for control of the physical body, causing it to be stiff and unable to move. And after being pummeled by Linmoyu, the body was almost beaten to a pulp, completely breaking its defenses. The attacks from the undead army could now have some effect. In Linmoyu's eyes, the current situation was like fighting an overpowered boss in a small world game, where each hit only did minimal damage, commonly known as scratching attacks. Linmoyu had used this method before to grind down many dungeon bosses in games. Now he was using the same trick, trying to grind down the present Buddha. If a mighty Saint Lord realm expert were to be killed by such a method, who knows how frustrated they would feel. Of course, Linmoyu didn't think this was a given. His goal had always been to stall for time, not to actually kill the present Buddha. He was very clear about his own strength and knew he couldn't kill the Buddha. Millions of undead troops formed countless layers of encirclement. Linmoyu kept retreating, moving to the outermost layer of the encirclement. Waves of Buddhist chants sounded, and the Buddha Lich appeared beside him. Linmoyu activated True Sight, trying to see the future. Unfortunately, there was still no result. The law of fate was still being interfered with, and True Sight couldn't predict the future. Linmoyu knew that True Sight only touched upon some superficial aspects of the law of fate. It could only work when there was no interference. Now that the law of fate was being interfered with, True Sight had lost its effectiveness. With True Sight useless, Linmoyu could only rely on his intuition. Saint Lord Hao's voice came through the shell. "Hold him off, we're on our way and will arrive in 10 minutes. With the space doubly sealed, even though the Star Ocean fish people had communication methods, they were also affected. It had been several minutes since Yu Qingro sent out the message, and Linmoyu had just received a reply. Linmoyu calculated in his mind, the message must have been sent about 3 minutes ago, which means the Saint Lords will arrive in 7 minutes. I need to hold out for these 7 minutes. 7 minutes was neither long nor short. For someone at the level of a Buddha Saint Lord, a lot could be done in 7 minutes. Destroying a few star systems would be more than enough. As he was thinking about how to get through these 7 minutes, his heart suddenly filled with alarm, and his soul kept sending warning signals. At the same time, an angry voice echoed through space, "How dare you insult me like this? I will kill you and imprison your soul to be tormented for 100,000 years." A powerful aura rose from within the encirclement of the undead army, and a huge Buddha statue appeared in space. Inside the Buddha statue, the present Buddha's physical body had already recovered. Countless attacks landed on the Buddha statue, but they were like a drop in the ocean, causing no ripples at all. Recovered? Linmoyu's heart tightened, but he felt something was off. The aura emanating from the present Buddha was very strong, but it only equaled that of an other Shore Realm expert. Earlier, when the two were fighting for control of the body, the aura they gave off was that of a true Saint Lord. It was precisely because of this that Linmoyu could immediately identify them as Buddhas who had escaped. Now, the Buddha had changed from a Buddha ancestor to an ancient Buddha, a significant downgrade. He paid a price to recover, Linmoyu thought. His aura has dropped from Buddha ancestor to ancient Buddha, but I'm not sure if his actual strength has decreased. However, this is beneficial for me. Holding out for 7 minutes shouldn't be a problem now. Linmoyu's thoughts raced, instantly assessing the situation before him. The ancient Buddha's gaze pierced through space, passing through the undead army and landing on Linmoyu. Linmoyu's heart tightened. He knew he had been locked onto by the ancient Buddha. But so what? With a thought, the undead army continued their attacks, filling all the gaps between himself and the ancient Buddha. On the surface, it seemed that to kill him, one would have to first kill all these undead troops. But Linmoyu knew things probably weren't that simple. The warnings from his soul were growing stronger, as if something bad was about to happen. A strange river of stars appeared in space. This river of stars was somewhat illusory, not quite real. This indicated that the being summoning this river of law stars did not have perfect control over it. Linmoyu looked at this suddenly appearing river of law stars. This is the law of fate. He thought of the abilities of the 3 Buddha ancestors in the Buddha clan. Together, they could use the complete law of fate. Now separated, their control over the law of fate was weakened, but they could still use it. Compared to his own true sight technique, this was much stronger. Fate decrees that the human Linmoyu shall perish under this strike. A terrifying voice thundered through space. Linmoyu's heart tightened, and for no reason. a thought arose in his mind that he was going to die. He immediately guarded his mind, erasing this inappropriate thought. An invisible force had influenced his thinking, making Linmoyu feel uneasy. So this is the law of fate? The next second, he looked up to see a giant Buddha palm pressing down towards him from the sky. This palm ignored the undead army, targeting only him. Linmoyu felt himself being locked onto. Apart from taking the hit head-on, there was no other way out. If he could withstand it, he would live. If not, he would die. The river of fate-lost stars surged, raising huge waves, constantly influencing Linmoyu. Various chaotic thoughts arose in his soul. I can't withstand this palm. There's no need to resist, just give up. I can't possibly defy fate, fate has already determined the outcome. All sorts of jumbled thoughts boiled in his mind, affecting all of Linmoyu's actions. Get lost. Linmoyu roared inwardly, erasing these inappropriate thoughts for the second time. But the law of fate still came rolling in, continuously influencing Linmoyu. Linmoyu firmly guarded his mind, no longer affected. Looking up at the descending Buddha palm, the bone hell appeared, only to be instantly crushed. The bone hell had fulfilled its purpose, completing the marking. Soul locked on, a corpse appeared in Linmoyu's hand. It was the corpse of a peak divine lord. He had 10 such corpses in his possession. 100 drops of multicolored water flew out, dispersing in space. A belief token shattered, and 100,000 units of belief power burned simultaneously. Star-level spell, corpse explosion. The peak divine lord's corpse turned to dust on the spot. With a thunderous boom, the Buddha palm exploded. With multiple enhancements, the power of this strike reached the other shore realm, matching the present Buddha's palm strike. Impossible, the present Buddha's incredulous voice echoed through space. How could his fatal palm strike, guided by the law of fate, be so easily broken? In his shock, he also understood what had happened: multicolored water, belief power. Linmoyu, your strength has truly impressed this Buddha. Linmoyu sneered, there's plenty more to impress you. After this exchange, Linmoyu had confirmed that the present Buddha's strength had indeed greatly decreased. He had dropped from a Buddha ancestor to an ancient Buddha. The only troublesome thing was the law of fate. Other than that, he was just equivalent to an ordinary other shore realm expert. Although the plan was to stall, there were many ways to stall. Linmoyu didn't like being passively beaten. He chose to take the initiative to attack. An ancient jade token appeared in his hand, and Linmoyu's aura began to surge wildly. Original technique. Gathering power. ***. Linmoyu instantly broke through the limits of the God-sovereign realm, his aura soaring to the sky. The present Buddha was stunned for a moment, then exclaimed in shock, original technique, how do you possess an original technique? Linmoyu sneered, are you an idiot? Such a question was impossible to answer. The Buddha in front of him must have a broken brain. The Lost Star River baptized 99%, with the purple gold body as the foundation, raising the upper limit once again. After staying at the 6th stage of the God Sovereign for half a second, he leapt again, entering the 7th stage of the God Sovereign. A trace of the power of rules was born within him, containing the forces of life and death. Compared to the undying law, the power of the undying rule was stronger, and the forces of life and death were more fully integrated, becoming indistinguishable from each other. The fusion of gray and white presented a color similar to chaos, yet clearer than chaos. Linmoyu felt he could still manipulate it, but it was difficult and not at will. He knew his realm was still insufficient. This was just a temporary elevation, not a true high-level God Sovereign. But it didn't matter. What mattered was that the elevated realm gave him corresponding soul power. All the soul power was injected into the ancient talisman, and thousands of drops of colorful water flew out, a belief plaque burning fiercely, injecting the power of 160,000 beliefs into the ancient talisman. Linmoyu used all his strength to push the power of the ancient talisman to the limit. With a buzz, the star river shattered, and a giant fist of the ancient talisman appeared in the starry sky. The giant fist was incredibly heavy, exuding a dense power of rules, crushing space and shattering the star river. At this moment, the giant fist reached the other shore realm, perhaps not as powerful as a full-force strike of the other shore realm. But even if they were both in the other shore realm, the present Buddha had to deal with it with all his might, or he would likely be severely injured. The giant fist exploded with astonishing suction, firmly holding the present Buddha, making it impossible for him to escape. The present Buddha roared, devouring fire Buddha lotus. He formed a lotus with his hands, and a giant lotus appeared in the starry sky. The lotus was bathed in fire, and wherever the flames reached, the undead army collapsed. In an instant, millions of skeleton gods died. The technique of the other shore realm was incredibly powerful in both range and might, making it unstoppable. The devouring fire Buddha lotus spun wildly in the starry sky, spewing endless flames. Linmoyu frowned, realizing he had underestimated the other shore realm. Moreover, the ancient Buddha in front of him was not an ordinary ancient Buddha. He was an ancient Buddha descended from the Buddha, possessing techniques incomparable to ordinary ancient Buddhas. The token to kill the Holy Sovereign was in his hand, ready to be activated at any moment. Suddenly, the devouring fire Buddha lotus trembled violently, accompanied by a rumbling sound, and disintegrated on its own. All the flames disappeared at that moment. Present Buddha, you still want to resist? The past Buddha's angry roar echoed. The present Buddha's voice also came from the same mouth, if you want me to die, then you won't live either. Do you think you've taken over the body? This is my body, not something you can easily take over. Can't move? That was just a small joy for you. Now comes the main course. Human boy, hurry up, he can't move now. Linmoyu understood that the past Buddha wanted to devour the present Buddha's body. The present Buddha had temporarily retreated, allowing the present Buddha to take over for a moment. But the present Buddha had not given up, waiting for the opportunity to strike again. They fell into another battle for control of the body. Without the Buddha lotus blocking, the ancient talisman's punch reached the front in an instant. Boom! The starry sky was suddenly smashed into a huge gap, and the golden Buddha statue shattered into pieces. The past Buddha let out a terrifying scream. This punch not only shattered the body but also penetrated the soul. The present Buddha screamed along with the past Buddha. Sharing one body, the ancient talisman's punch treated them as one. Linmoyu frowned, the power is dispersed. The power of the ancient talisman's punch could be divided into two parts, one to crush the body and the other to destroy the soul. Even in the other shore realm, without defense, both the body and soul would be severely injured. But reality was different. There were two souls in the present Buddha's body, and the power of the ancient talisman's punch was divided into two, falling on both souls. As a result, both souls were injured, but not too severely. Moreover, the degree of injury was different. The present Buddha's soul became weaker, while the past Buddha's soul was only slightly weakened. This punch completely broke the balance between the two. Linmoyu sensed this and decisively activated the token to kill the Holy Sovereign. The token contained a trace of the Holy Sovereign's soul, usually in a dormant state. Now activated, the token turned to powder, and a Holy Sovereign appeared beside Linmoyu. The Holy Sovereign's aura was about the other shore realm, with dull eyes, lacking intelligence, not knowing what to do. It was like a puppet, needing Linmoyu's command. Kill him. Linmoyu's thought moved, and the Holy Sovereign instantly disappeared into the darkness. In the next moment, a shadow appeared beside the present Buddha. The shadow held a pitch-black dagger and stabbed it in fiercely. The two Buddhas were still fighting for control of the body, their souls in a frenzy, unable to react to the sudden intervention of the Holy Sovereign. The shadow rule exploded, accompanied by a rumbling sound, and the Buddha's body was blasted with a huge hole. The screams were unimaginable, with two completely different screams coming from one mouth. The Holy Sovereign, following Linmoyu's command, launched continuous attacks. In the blink of an eye, the Buddha's body was riddled with holes. The screams continued, and the shadow rule's corrosive nature made the wounds difficult to heal. At this rate, not to mention 7 minutes, in another minute, the present Buddha's body would completely collapse. By then, it wouldn't be about holding on for 7 minutes but achieving the feat of killing the Holy Sovereign. But killing a Holy Sovereign was not so easy. Linmoyu felt things wouldn't go so smoothly. The future Buddha roared, "If you continue to resist, we will both die." The present Buddha coldly said, "Then let's die together. This is my body, and I won't give it to you." The future Buddha's voice became more frantic, "If that's the case, then you die." The riddled body suddenly swelled, like a leaking balloon, yet expanding to the point of explosion. Not good, he's going to self-destruct. Linmoyu immediately retreated, knowing how terrifying a Holy Sovereign's self-destruction could be. Even with multiple lives, it wouldn't be enough. As he retreated, he sent a message to Yu Qingro, "Retreat, retreat." He also recalled the undead army, placing a large number of undead in front of him as a shield. His voice was urgent, and Yu Qingro reacted quickly, immediately starting the battleship. Boom! The present Buddha exploded, and the terrifying energy swept through the starry sky. Linmoyu watched the horrifying shockwave approach, his purple gold body shining, the star tower lich appearing, scattering starlight. Linmoyu knew it was basically useless, but it was better than nothing. countless skeleton gods lost contact with him as the massive energy swept in. Big trouble. Linmoyu muttered, seeing the nearest holy sovereign annihilated in the Buddha's self-destruction. The energy reached him, and Linmoyu was ready to withstand it. He had 2 resurrection chances and a substitute puppet. Linmoyu thought the worst would be losing the substitute puppet, but he wouldn't die. But suddenly, space twisted, and Yu Qingru's princess battleship appeared in front of him, blocking the incoming shockwave. The moment the battleship appeared, the impact followed closely. The battleship burst out with deep blue light, space was twisted and torn, forming a space barrier, trying to block the impact. Unfortunately, the power of the self-destruction was too strong, and the space barrier that had just formed was instantly broken. The princess battleship was on the verge of collapse under the impact of the self-destruction energy. It continued to activate the space laws, continuously resisting the self-destruction, firmly shielding Linmoyu behind it. Linmoyu watched as cracks appeared on the battleship's hull, ready to collapse at any moment. Once the battleship collapsed, Yu Qingru inside would have no chance of survival. Bang! Dense cracks appeared on the battleship, it was about to give in. Stupid woman. Linmoyu cursed softly and rushed to the other end of the battleship, his whole body flashing with purple light, and punched heavily on the head of the battleship. The battleship was immediately knocked off course, flying to the other side. The purple gold body fully unfolded, Linmoyu at this moment transformed into a giant, blocking the remaining impact for the battleship. The purple gold body collapsed under the impact. Linmoyu watched as his own flesh was pulverized by the violent force. The purple gold body was strong, but not absolutely strong. Facing the self-destruction of a holy sovereign, it was still not enough, it could only last for a few seconds. The Star Tower Lich collapsed instantly, dying very quickly. Fortunately, the Lich would not truly die, it would just take some time to revive. Linmoyu threw out thousands of punches in an instant, countless purple lights flashed across the starry sky like meteors, swallowed by the self-destruction. When the physical strength reaches a certain level, it can break all laws, but Linmoyu was still a bit short. The purple gold body completely collapsed after holding on for a few seconds. Then a flash of purple light passed, the rebirth talent activated, and Linmoyu was reborn. Everything returned to its peak state, and the purple gold body unfolded again. The power of the self-destruction has weakened. Linmoyu was slightly pleased. After being blocked by the princess battleship, part of the self-destruction energy had been consumed. Later, he threw out millions of punches, offsetting part of the self-destruction energy. After completing a rebirth, the self-destruction energy was already more than half less than before. Linmoyu judged that he wouldn't even need a second rebirth, he could survive this self-destruction. Suddenly, a sense of alertness rose in his heart. No, it's not that easy. The power of the Buddha's self-destruction can't be so small. The last words of the future Buddha just now were, "You go die," not, "We die together." Only the physical body self-destructed, not the soul. At the level of the Buddha, the soul can survive for a long time after leaving the body. If it wanted to escape, he couldn't possibly catch up. However, without the protection of the physical body, the soul would also become fragile and very dangerous. Linmoyu judged that the future Buddha would never put himself in such a dangerous situation. There was only one possibility, the future Buddha had his eyes on his physical body. Possession. An ancient and terrifying term appeared in his mind. In the history of the great world, there were several races with the ability to devour others' souls and occupy others' bodies. This ability was called possession. Because this ability was too terrifying, those races had been wiped out in the tide of history. But just now, the future Buddha was clearly possessing the past Buddha. Linmoyu suddenly realized, he knew what race the future Buddha was. Both were Buddhas, with equivalent realms, and could still gain the upper hand in possession. There was only one race, the Soul Devourers. 100,000 years ago, 200 races formed an army to attack the human race, and the Soul Devourers were one of them. At that time, many humans were occupied by the Soul Devourers, who manipulated human bodies and killed humans. Later, Xiao Zhanshan was born, and the first thing he did was to slaughter the entire Soul Devourer race. It was said that the Soul Devourer race had been exterminated, with no survivors. Now it seemed that this was not the case. Not only were there survivors, but their descendants were still reproducing, and some had even achieved the status of Buddha. The impact of the explosion gradually weakened. Linmoyu looked very miserable at this moment. His body was riddled with holes, his breath was weak, as if he had only one last breath left. A faint light flashed in front of him. Linmoyu's heart moved. Here it comes. A very weak light group, hidden in the shock wave, approached cautiously. It was extremely careful, only approaching when it was sure that Linmoyu was really done for. Hidden well. To hide the energy of the Holy Sovereign Realm so perfectly, Linmoyu had to admire it. If he didn't also have a soul at the other shore realm, it would be impossible to detect. Linmoyu pretended not to notice it, continuing to grit his teeth and endure the explosion impact. His body became more and more broken, getting closer and closer to death. The soul devourers have no physical body, their strength lies in their soul. The possession of the soul devourers requires two preconditions. One is that the possessed party has no resistance, allowing it to freely enter the soul world and occupy the body. The second is that the other party is on the verge of death, with consciousness gradually dissipating, but not completely dead. One of the two conditions must be met to complete the possession. I now meet the second condition, but it is very cautious and has not come over. It is waiting for me to become weaker, preferably waiting for me to lose consciousness, but not completely dead. Since you are so cautious, I will lure you over. Linmoyu's thoughts were like electricity, immediately formulating a corresponding plan. He was serious about acting, very serious. Gradually, Linmoyu became weaker and weaker, the situation getting worse and worse. The soul of the past Buddha was also gradually approaching. Both were very cautious. There was movement in the battleship. Yu Qingro seemed to want to come out. But she didn't dare to come out. Although the power of the explosion had weakened a lot, the surroundings were still filled with terrifying energy flows. With her strength, leaving the battleship would be certain death. Linmoyu could only hope that Yu Qingro wouldn't come out. He couldn't send a message to Yu Qingro. After all, there was a Holy Sovereign Realm soul devourer nearby. His message could easily be detected. But he couldn't send a message. It didn't mean Yu Qingro wouldn't. Yu Qingru's anxious voice came through. Linmoyu, are you okay? Are you okay? How are you? At the moment when Yu Qingru's soul message came, the approaching light group suddenly stopped. Linmoyu knew that the other party could indeed hear the soul message. His heart moved, and he also sent a weak message back. No. I'm fine. His voice was very weak, even the message was intermittent. Yu Qingro felt Linmoyu's weakness. You must hold on. You must hold on. The elders should be arriving soon. They will be here in a few minutes. Linmoyu responded with a light hum, then stopped speaking. It seemed that he didn't even have the strength to speak. His breath was rapidly declining, becoming weaker and weaker. Yu Qingro anxiously kept sending messages, but got no response. The future Buddha finally moved again, approaching Linmoyu again, and faster than before, as if in a hurry. An invisible wave emanated from his soul. Yu Qingro groaned and fell softly to the ground, losing consciousness. Linmoyu also groaned, completely losing consciousness. The purple gold light on his body became weaker, almost collapsing. This was the soul attack of the past Buddha, enough to make all cultivators below the high-level God Sovereign Realm unconscious. Seeing Linmoyu lose consciousness, the soul of the past Buddha finally boldly rushed towards Linmoyu.